Hello there and welcome to another video from Change Tips and Tools, and it's me, Phil, the Brummie that hails from Birmingham, England, and I'm here today with another Power Query video. In today's video we're going to be looking at a table with sales by product, and I want to be able to rank those sales, so which is the number one selling product, which is the second, third, and so on. And then I also want to understand how much those sales represent as a percentage of total products sold across all the lines. So if you want to know how to do that, and if you want to follow along, there's a link in the description. You can download that file and we can do it together. And plus, I've got a little lifesaver. Number one, how to make your queries more efficient. And second, how to overcome a common problem that your users cause you when dealing with column headings. So, if you're interested, without further ado, let's do this. So here's my sales table, Excel table, and I've got product, I've got sales team, I've got region, and I've got total sales by product. So first things first, let's get this into Power Query. So I'm going to select anywhere in the table. I'm going to select the data ribbon, and then from table and range, I'm going to click that, and that should pull that table into Power Query for us. So it's automatically done the change type here. Everything looks good. Apart from the sales, I don't want that to be a whole number. I want it to be a currency. So I'm going to change that whole number to currency on data type, and I'm going to select replace current. That's now done. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select, so I've got change type here, and I'm going to click this FX here up here to add step, and let's get rid of that change type in the formula bar, and let's do so I'm going to use the function add rank column. So I'm going to do table add, there it is, add rank column. I'm going to do an open bracket. So the first part of the argument is table, which is going to be the previous step, change type. So I'm going to do hash, and there it is. I'm going to select that and do comma. The next part of the argument, it's asking me to give it a column name. So I'm going to do in quotation marks, sales ranking. I'll click to there and do a comma. Now it's asking me for the comparison, so I want to do a comparison. So I'm looking at the sales column. So I'm going to do a open squiggly bracket. Then I'm going to type in quotation marks, sales, that's the name of the column. Then after the quotation, I'm going to do a comma, and then I need to order it. So largest at the top is rank 1 to the lowest. Yeah, so I'm going to do order. And there we go. So I'm going to do descending, and I'm going to do a tick, and there you go. So what you can see now, it's created some rankings. So if I just look at this, so we've got widget G here has got rank 1, great. We've then got widget C and D have got rank 2 jointly. But then widget E, which I would have liked to then be rank 3, is ranked at 4. So I need to solve that because I want it to be 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and so on. Yeah. So let's go over here up to the formula bar, and I'm going to do another comma, and it's giving me options. So I'm going to do an open square bracket, and I'm going to type rank kind. Exactly like that. I'm going to do equals rank kind dot. Now the default here is competition, but I want dense. So I'm going to select dense and then do the tick over here, and that's better. So again, we've got widget G is number 1, perfect, boom. We've got widget C and D are ranked 2. And then yes, so widget E is now ranked 3. Perfect. So that is now doing exactly what we want. So let's rename this step here. I'm going to call it, let's right click on it and do a rename here. Yeah. Right click on it, do rename, let's call this sales ranking. There you go. And I always think it's a good idea to name your steps, especially when you got a large number of steps in your query, and if you're reviewing it or editing it, it becomes difficult unless you give it meaningful names in your steps. So it's a tip there for you. Now we've added the ranking, I now want to look at the percentage column. So I want to know, fundamentally, if I take the total of all the sales against the products, I want to know what the percentage is of this against the total. Yeah. So how do we do that? So I've done videos before where I've looked at a table within a table. Let's use that concept again through the add column. So I'm going to do add column. It'll become clear in a minute what I'm talking about. If I do add column and do custom column, let's call this percentage of sales. And I'm going to refer to the data from the previous step, which is change type. So I'm going to do hash quotation marks and then type changed type and click OK. So now I've got a table against each row, and if I click to the right, you can see this is a preview of what's in that table. So it's all this data at change type. So each one has got the same data. Yeah. Okay. So now let's make that a list of the sales. So again, I'm going to click on the cog. At the end of here, I'm just going to do an open square bracket and select sales and do OK. Now I've got a list. Again, if I click against that, you can see there's the list of the sales. Yep. And again, that's held at each row. Okay. Let's click back into the cog. I now need to sum that up. And to do that, I'm going to use the list sum function. So again, I'm going to wrap this into the list sum function. So list sum, do an open bracket, and let's close that bracket around it. Again, no syntax errors, and do OK. So now I've got the total. So this represents the total repeated against each row of these sales, total sales. So now I want to turn that into a percentage, which is fundamentally, for example, for the first row, is going to be the sales 2345 divided by the total sales of 13198. Let me show you. So click the cog again. In the front end, I'm going to select sales, click insert, and then do the / for divide, and click OK. And there we've got the percentages. Now, again, another tip that I've done in previous videos, I don't want to add a step by changing the column type. So these two last brackets at the very end, I'm just going to click in between them. I'm going to do comma, and I get this prompt for column type, and I'm going to do percentage type. Then click tick. And there you go. I've got the percentages. Now, this is great for a table this size, but imagine if you've got thousands of rows. This is going to be, especially this calculation here, is going to be becoming extremely slow, because it's literally adding a table and a list and summing it up against each row every time, and then doing the division to calculate the percentage. So there's a way to make that more efficient. So let me just delete that add column step. I'm going to select the change type. Yep. And again, I'm going to click the FX to add a step, custom step. I'm going to do insert. And here, right, I am just going to do an open bracket and type sales. So I want, against that data, I want the sales column. I'm just going to do tick. So now I've got a list of the sales there. And I'm going to call this step my list buffer, because I'm going to use the list buffer function to load that list into memory, so I don't have to keep on bringing it up against each row. I can just refer to the list buffer. Let me show you. So let me rename this. I'm going to call it list buffer. So I'm putting it into a memory buffer. And then here I'm going to wrap this, in the list buffer function. I'm going to do an open bracket. Let's wrap that into a list buffer and do tick. And there you go. Now I've got that list buffer. If I click the sales ranking, this is going to error, because that is now pointing to the previous step, and it needs the change type. So I need to redirect this from the list buffer to the change type step, so it'll calculate correctly. Now what I'll do that is I'll just go into here and replace list buffer with hash changed type and do tick, and that's now working. Wonderful. So I've got list buffer and I've got sales ranking. Perfect. So let's add that custom column now. Instead of trying to bring the table and the list into each row here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a sum against each row and reference the list buffer, or the sum of the list buffer, should I say. So let's do add column, custom column, and again let's call this percentage of sales, and I'm going to do sales divided by list sum. I'm going to do the open bracket and I'm going to do hash open quotation marks, and I'm going to do list buffer. I'm going to close the bracket on that, no syntax error. So I've pointed it to the list buffer here step, and I'm going to do OK. And boom, it's calculated the percentages without having to pull up that list against each, or calculating it against each individual row. It's only doing it once in this step here. So if I do comma here between those two brackets, and again set it to percentage type and do tick, perfect. And let's do this as rename it as percentage of sales. Turn. I'm going to change it to sales stats, the name of the query, to sales stats. If I then do close and load, so I'm going to go to the home ribbon, do close and load, and boom, there's the table. So let's just set these columns here. I only have to do it once. I'm going to make that currency, and let's make this a percentage. Perfect. Got my rankings and I've got my percentage. Now, so I've shown you how to do the ranking column. I've shown you how to do to calculate the table. I mean, you can use that reference a table to work out your max number in there and things like that. You can do all kinds of things. And I've also shown you how to make it more efficient with the list buffer function, so you don't have to keep recalling or recalculating against each row. But then there is a common problem where a user is going to come up to you and they're going to go, yeah, that query, that beautiful query that you've written, they've gone in, somebody has changed sales team to team and changed the region to regions. And what does that do? Well, lo and behold, over here, your query is now broken. And you're just going to be staring at them going, what have you done? And you know you're going to have to work through that now, because they might not even tell you. You'll open up your query, and you can see it saying I can't find sales team. And obviously the reason, even though we don't use the sales team and we don't use the region to calculate it, is that this automated step here has pulled it up. And what it's saying is I can't find the sales team and I can't find the region. So you're going to have to work through and figure out which columns have been deleted. So the first thing you'll check is that your own columns that you're actually using, which is the product and the sales, and they're fine. So, but then it means if you've got 80 columns potentially that you're going to go through, it's going to take you a lot of time. But there is a way to overcome it, and there's a trick. So in the change type here, because those columns in effect are missing, if I do and I don't need them, I'm going to tell it to ignore them. And the way that I do that is I'm going to do a comma. It gives me this culture option here. I'm going to do an open square bracket, and I'm going to do missing field equals missing field dot ignore. So I'm telling it if the field's missing, just ignore it. And if I do tick, all of a sudden it's no longer broken. You can see it's not setting the type here as far as the team and the regions are concerned, because it doesn't recognize them. But if I then go to the final step, everything is working perfectly. I can do close and load, and everything is working fine. And even if the next time somebody goes in and does sales team and puts it back to what it was, it's not going to break your query. If I open that up now, yeah, you'll notice that everything seems to be fine. If I refresh that, everything is fine. Change type, etc. Everything works. And nothing is breaking. So there is a little tip if people keep changing columns and it affects your queries, and hopefully that'll help you out and save you hours of frustration. Now, I hope you found this video useful. If so, please remember to click that like, subscribe, and smash that notifications button for future content. And as always, I wish you an absolutely wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Please take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video from Change Tips and Tools. Bye bye now.